How's everyone doing tonight? I'm Henry Knight, and welcome to Playerole's Creature of the Realm. We're here tonight to talk about the many creatures of Dungeons and Dragons. Little creatures, big creatures, many creatures in Dungeons and Dragons. What type of creatures do you like? Hit me up tonight, and we'll get to it next episode. But tonight, we're going to talk about the real big creature, the blue dragon. I was going to say legendary. Yes, blue dragons. Dragons are legendary creatures, and we are under the letter D, and we're talking about dragons. And tonight, the blue dragon. What do we got here? Vain and territorial blue dragons soar through the skies over deserts, preying on caravans and plundering herds and settlements in the lands beyond the desert's reach. These dragons can also be found in dry, searing badlands and rocky coasts. They guard their territories against all potential competitors, especially brass dragons. A blue dragon is recognized by its dramatic frilled ears and massive ridged horns atop its blunt head. Rows of spikes extend back from its nostrils to line its brow and cluster its jutting lower brow. A blue dragon scale, varying color from an iridescent azure to deep indigo, polished and glossy finish by the desert sands. As the dragon ages, its scales becomes thicker and harder. Its hide hums and crackles with static electricity. These effects intensifies when the dragon is angry or about to attack, giving off an odor, ozone, and dusty air. Let me continue with the blue dragon. An ancient blue dragon. They're gargantuan, lawful evil. Their armor class is 22. Their hit points 481. 26 d20 plus 208. Speed 40. They burrow 40 feet as well. They fly 80. The strength is 29 plus 9. Dex 10. No modifier there. Constitution 27 plus 8. Intelligence 18 plus 4. Wisdom 17 plus 3. Charisma 21 plus 5. Now, their saving throws are pretty strong. Dexterity plus 7. Constitution 15. Wisdom 10. Charisma 12. Perception and stealth, the main two skills that the blue dragons have. They have many, but they are really good at perception and they're stealthy. Plus 17 and plus 7 for stealth. They're immune to lightning. Senses, blind sight 60. Dark vision 120. Passive perception 27. Languages, common, draconic. Challenge 23 50,000 XP. Legendary resistance 3 a day. And if we all know, we went over this before, but we'll do it again. Legendary resistance, what does that do? The dragon can only use it 3 a day, and it can flip over a save. If you fail it, you can resist it, providing it's just a save. And it's pretty powerful. Actions. It's multi-attack. The dragon can use its frightful presence. It then makes 3 attacks, 1 with a bite and 2 with claws. The same thing with the black dragon. Some are more powerful than others. Ancients are obviously the most powerful dragons in the lore. Their attack is plus 16, 15 feet. This is a bite of reach. 1 target 20, 2d10 plus 9, piercing damage plus 11, 2d10 lightning damage. I always love the lightning breath or the breath attack for a dragon because they're extremely dangerous, and the range in feet, either a cone or it's wide or whatever, varies on dragon and their strength capability. Lightning breath, recharge 5 or 6. What does that mean? You roll 6-sided, you get a 1 or 2 or 3, or even a 4. You're still recharging. You don't recharge, excuse me. You recharge on a 5 or 6, and you can use it for that round. The dragon exhales lightning, 120-foot line, is 20 foot wide. That is massive. Each creature in that line must make a DC 23 dex save. What does that mean mechanically? Well, mechanically, the dragon's right in front of you, and I have a dragon for a miniature. It's a white dragon, but the 120-foot line can be the whole map, and depending on where they're at, and if it's their lair, you're going to get hit, depending if you make the dex save or not. But if you're still going to get hit, you take damage, half damage, if you make the save. If you don't make, you take full, and the full damage for that lightning breath is 88 16d10. Yeah, pretty powerful. That can knock you out if you're a lower level. Frightful presence for 120 feet. The dragon, and aware of it, must succeed on a DC 20 Wisdom save or become frightened. What this is, same thing. You make the save, you're good for the next 24 hours. You're not going to be afraid of it. You don't make it, you're going to be afraid of it. And of course, when it goes to your round, you get to re-roll for the frightful presence. But if you have to make the save, if you don't make it, you're gonna for a minute you're gonna be scared of the dragon. And a minute is it's pretty dire, especially in combat. Tail attack. A tail attack is the claws, same thing, plus 16, 20 feet of reach, one target, 18, 2d8, plus 9. Yeah. And the claws, same thing, 16 to hit, 10 feet of range, and one target, 16, 2d6, plus 9 slashing damage. The tail attack is bludgeoning damage. Legendary actions. This is a pretty big deal. And what this is, excuse me a moment here. Legendary action, you get 3. On the player's turn, when they're done, you can interrupt when they're done with their turn. You get 3, you can use 1 around. You can use it at a time. At the end of another creature's turn. Basically, a player is done with their turn, use legendary action. We're going over this, and it's important, because if you do it incorrectly in a game, it's going to really anger people and so forth. Either way, you make this legendary action, and you can use a tail attack, detect, a wing attack, but it costs 2 actions. You got to remember, he has a multi-attack. He has frightful presence. It makes 3 attacks. Okay? 1 bite and 2 claws. So frightful presence and 3 attacks. That's 4 altogether. It's multi-attack. Well, if you use a wing attack, a legendary action, it costs 2 actions, which means you're pretty much done after you do it. I would, depending on the situation, depending on where you're at in the map, combat-wise and strategic-wise. This wing attack does, you gotta make a dexterity of 24 dex save, and its damage is 16, 2d6 plus 9, bludgeoning. But you're knocked down prone. You're prone in the fight, that's a big deal. That means it's going to take an action to get up. Then if you're, depending on where you're at level wise, that can be detrimental to your strategy. All right, let's move on. An adult blue dragon. Again, they're evil. 19 armor class, natural armor, 225 in comparison to the ancient that has 481. Pretty big deal. A substantial drop. Speed 40 feet, Boro 30, flight 80. Strength 25 plus 7, dexterity 10, constitution 23, intelligence 16 plus 3, wisdom 15 plus 2, charisma 19 plus 4. Saving throws, dexterity plus 5, constitution plus 11, wisdom plus 7, charisma plus 9. Again, a saving throw in comparison to the ancient. You're still looking at not too much of a drop, but constitution went from a 15 to 11, and wisdom it went from a 10 to a 7. It's enough to still, I mean, you can still pack a punch if you're using this dragon. Same thing, lightning dragon, same qualities, challenge rating 16, 15 XPs in comparison to the ancient, which is a challenge rating of 23, 50,000 XPs. Okay, so same thing, legendary resistance, 3 a day, legendary actions, 3 legendary actions, wing attack 2, not anything major, but the damage rating and all that goes down. Do you like blue dragons? Yes, they're very cool. And they also could use magic. That's if you like. A young blue dragon. Let's go to the young blue dragon. A big drop. It went from an adult, from a 19 AC to an 18 AC. You would think that's not a big drop, but yes, it is. Hit points 152 in comparison to 225. Strength 21, Dex 10, Constitution 19, Intelligence 4, or 14, sorry. Wisdom 13, Charisma 17. Those numbers are dropping, which means the dragon's not stupid. It still could maneuver and pack a punch. It has blind sight. The other one has it too, but the one has 60, the adult has 60, the young has 30, and dark vision still 120 feet, passive perception 19, and the adult has 22. Your challenge rating dropped from a 16 to a 9, 5,000 XP. Multi-attack. 3 attacks. 3. 1, its bite, and 2 claws. 3. Remember that, 3. And it does not have a legendary action, because obviously it's a young blue dragon. Any questions out there in streaming land? I have a lot to say about this. And dragons, I absolutely love dragons. I love using them. I love their lore. I love not only in D&D, but just the dragon lore itself. It's very cool to have, very cool to use them in your games, especially as a DM. They're a lot of fun to use in a game. Okay, we go to the let's see here. Go to the blue wormling. The wormling is very small. It's still big, but it's about the size of a horse, maybe a little smaller. Medium in comparison to a large. Blue Dragon Wormling. Armor class 17, hit points 52. Again, speed 30, burrow 15, flight 60. It can still fly, but its speed has been cut dramatically. Burrow 15 and flight 60 instead of 80. It's slower and it's weaker, but let's go strength 17, dexterity 10, constitution 15, intelligence 12, wisdom 11, charisma 15. In comparison to from an adult to a wormling, there's a substantial drop. Saving throws, dex +2, constitution +4, wisdom +2, charisma +4. Yeah. The saving throws are an adult had a 4, wormling has a 2. Yeah, it dropped half. Yep. Yeah, skills, perception +4, stealth +2. It went from a 9 to a 4, and from a 4 to 2 in stealth. Yeah, it's a drop. It's gonna happen. Again, the adult dragon, or the young dragon, blue dragon, and then the blue dragon wormling, they're young. They don't have legendary action, but they still have that lightning breath. And the lightning breath is 22 4d10. It still packs a punch. Same thing. You fail the save, you're going to take half damage. And this is a challenge rating of 3 for this wormling, 700 XPs. So it's still packs a punch, and it's very cool. Okay, now we're going to go with the blue dragon lair. Layers. Do you love using layers? Are really cool to have. The dragons that I've used in season 1, I had them out of place, so I only had a couple of them out of the 5 dragons that I used that was in a layer. The rest of them were not. They were Tiamat's generals, so it was a pretty cool thing. Oh, let's see here. Blue dragons make their lairs in barren places using their lightning breath and their burrowing ability to carve out crystallized caverns and tunnels beneath the sands. Thunderstorms rage around a legendary blue dragon's lair, and narrow tubes lined with glassy sand ventilate the air, all the while avoiding the deadly sinkholes that are dragon's first line of defense. A blue dragon will collapse the cavern that make up its lair if that lair is invaded. The dragon then burrows out, leaving its attackers to be crushed and suffocated. When it returns later, it collects its possessions along with the wealth and dead intruders. Lair actions. On initiative, count 20. The way this works, everybody rolls initiative, and on count 20, losing initiative ties. Okay? A dragon takes a lair action to cause one of the following effects. The dragon can't use the same effect 2 rounds in a row. Okay, so you can do part of the ceiling collapses above one creature that the dragon can see within 100 feet. Creature must succeed a 15 dex save, or take 10 3d6 bludgeoning damage, or be knocked prone and buried. You're buried. Buried target is restrained and able to breathe or stand. That's pretty cool. I would have him make a constitution check as well. That's what I would do. You could take an action for strength, DC 10, ending the buried state on a success. So it's a pretty big deal. A cloud of sand swirls around you. 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point the dragon can see within 120 feet of it. The cloud spreads around corners. Each creature in the cloud must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution save throw or be blinded for a minute. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Lightning arcs. Forming a 5-foot line between two of the layer's solid surfaces and the dragon can see, they must be within 120 feet of the dragon and 120 feet of each other. Each creature in that line must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take 10 3d6 lightning damage. Regional effect. The regional containing a legendary blue dragon's lair is warped by a dragon's magic, which creates one or more of the following. Thunderstorms rage with 6 miles of the lair. Dust devils scour the land. Within 6 miles of the lair, Dust Devil has the statistics of an air element, but it can't fly, has a speed of 50 feet, and has an intelligence and charisma of 1, -5. And of course, here's my favorite, hidden sinkholes. Form in and around the dragon's lair. A sinkhole can be spotted from a safe distance with a successful DC Wisdom Perception check. Otherwise, the first creature to step on the thin crust covering the sinkhole must succeed on a dex save of 15 or fall 1d6 times 10 deadly into the sinkhole. If the dragon dies, the Dust Devil disappears immediately and the thunderstorms abate with 1d10 days. Any sinkholes remains where they are. So that is it for the Blue Dragon. And thank you tonight for watching Creatures of the Realm. Next week we're gonna do the Green Dragon. We're gonna go on. There's a lot to go over with dragons because I'm kind of going slow over them. I love dragons, so I'm going to really focus on them until we go to other creatures that I can make fun of in this realm of Dungeons and Dragons, mythology, lore. You let me know if you like dragons. Just go ahead and put it down on the post here. Let me know in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you like dragons? If you do, I will see you next week for the Green Dragon. And just stay put, because coming up in 10 minutes we have DM Talk. Thank you guys.